Hi there, all you nature lovers. My name is Libby, and I'm a volunteer with Gabriola Land and Trails Trust. So, all the other videos have been telling you what you can do or should do, and I'm going to tell you that you don't have to do anything at all. So, if you're lucky enough to own a little bit of the coastal Douglas Fir forest, my suggestion is that you not do anything at all. Cut down as few of the trees as possible. There are a bunch of reasons for that. I'll only be able to give you a couple of them in the couple minutes that I have. But one is that the coastal Douglas Fir forest only makes up 0.3% of the forests in BC. So just a tiny fragment. And that's partly because it only is in a small part of the province, and it's the area where most of us want to live. So people are cutting down the trees in order to build houses, and there's also been a lot of logging. So why, for practical reasons, would you not want to cut them down? One reason is that if you start cutting down a tree here, a tree there, the trees that are left are more susceptible to wind throw. So if you can leave a whole group of trees like I have here, then they're actually more protected from the wind. Another reason is that I get tons of birds. You can hear them all right now. And the coastal Douglas Fir forest has one of the most diverse range of overwintering birds. So I get birds all winter, and there are eagles and nuthatches and wrens and chickadees. And the other reason is that you might know the term keystone species. So the coastal Douglas fir tree is a keystone species, which means if you cut it down, everything else changes. If I were to take down a bunch of the Douglas fir, letting more sun down on the forest floor, I would likely end up with a lot more of the invasive species that are common on Gabriola Island. And one more reason is climate change. So some of you might have been at the AGM for GaLTT this year, where Dr. Richard Hebda was talking. He's one of the premier botanists in BC, and he said, if you do nothing else in Gabriola, don't cut any more Douglas fir. We really need the Douglas fir as carbon sinks, and also they probably won't grow back. We will not get these forests back with the climate changing. So he said, do not cut any trees if at all possible. So the Douglas fir trees are also really important for things we don't see so much, like insects, lichens, fungi, and bats even. And if you want to do some really exciting reading, I highly suggest reading up about the fungal filaments that connect all of these trees. And it's really not woo-woo. This is based in hardcore science, that trees actually not only communicate with each other through these fungal filaments, but they actually support each other. And there's more and more research being done. A lot of it actually started at UBC about all the different ways that trees communicate and support each other. So it gets harder and harder the more you read about that stuff to see the trees as individuals. I really see my trees here as more of a community.